Hey all YouTubers, okay. The briefing on the $2. I took the $2 up right after I made that video. And she was surprised. She just stood there stunned. And she just kept thanking me and thanking me and thanking me, okay? And I'm like, okay, I owed you $2, And it was like, she was in shock. I mean, people, I know the world's bad out there, okay? But, I mean, there are good people out there, Is it that bad where we have to shock people? I mean, she just had this stunned look on her face because I made a special trip up there to make sure that she, I paid her the $2 and she wasn't worried about it. And she was just like stunned. I mean, if I had my camera with me, I would have got her expression. I mean, it was that obvious. And, I mean, I know it's bad out there because I know what I deal with. Okay? I know what I deal with. But are people so distrusting today where, like, I blew them away when I came back, okay, which I expected because I know people that there aren't people out there like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you all are, but, I mean, if you compare the millions of people in the world today, or in the United States, just take that as a general census, okay? Could we not trust each fellow man? I mean, I don't believe we can because of the evilness that's out there lurking. We were so tempted. Because Jim was hesitant about me going back because he was thinking of the fact that Wal Mart was going to rip us off at $39 and still get our money out of the bank. Okay, that's what Jim was thinking. I had no hesitation, and I told him, I'm driving, I'm going, you're with me, you're a passenger, and this is the way it's going to be. So he had no choice but to walk in with me. Because I even told him, you don't have to go in. But after it was explained, Jim was like, oh, okay, no problem. Oh, I see, okay, So he was cool with it, because he is the same type of character, And I base people on their character. I base people, it's not what they got, what they look like, I base it on that solely. And I'm not judgmental. That's one thing I am not, and I refuse to be, But is the world, have people changed so much, or has it always been this way? Of course, we won't know because we're not of that other generation. I don't believe so, because it used to be where neighbors helped out neighbors. Where today it's more of a society out for themselves, and it's more of a society where it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. But I still cannot bring myself to be like the other people. I am who I am. I do my own thing. I mean, I've always done that. I'm very independent. But the thing of it is I really have to wonder, because the look on this woman's face over me bringing her $2, okay, if I wouldn't have took it up there, I probably would have forgot about it. But I did worry about it because the lady was heartfelt enough, and she understood the situation because she was the manager. And she understood that it was their screw-up in a sense, but it was also my screw-up too because I didn't catch it. You see. But even still, I have to think, is the world still that bad where you keep your word and you do what you're supposed to do, you keep your honor of your word and everything else, and they're stunned. People are stunned. So even though I'm from a small country town, I'm a small country gal, okay? I was brought up with virtues. I was brought up with character, and I would have kicked my kids' butts if they wouldn't have done what I did today, because that's the way I raised them. But you really have to stop and think, is it really that bad out there? Or is it the way we're perceiving it as? Okay? And another thing, that I find too is that Jim said today too, he says, we had a really, really good day. I says, yeah, we did. I said a fulfilling day. But when I went up there to drop that $2 off, I walked back up to the cashier and I says, do you realize you would have been $40 short, not 20? She says, you know, I've called in the office already. So there you go. So that told me, from being in the workforce myself, that, you know, she was on the verge of being reprimanded or suspended or fired. Then, because when you're called in the office like that, it's not good, you know. So I'm glad, because that gives me another feeling that I may have saved her job. So, which I'm glad. I'm glad I did what I did, you know. But her manager just had this dumb look on her face. I mean, her eyes were real big, her mouth dropped open. But I wanted to put this up there to tell you I took her $2 up there. And so we're all straightened out, and everything's cool, and everything's settled out. So, alright, this is Try76 signing off. Hey, I was going through this video, okay, and I'm blown away. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. 432 to 435. There was again a growl or a roar. It sounds like a roar of a lion. Okay, I downloaded this program, and I am definitely going to check this out. And then at 402, a low-grade growl or roar. That was at 402. I read the wrong one first. And I'm like sitting here replaying this thing back before I put it up on YouTube, and I hear this. Okay, so listen carefully, because to me, it's not a growl, because the growl is different. This is different from anything that I've heard. This has to be like a lion's roar. And I went into prayer the other night, and I was told, I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, help me out here with this thing, okay? And He says, I am the lion. I am the king. Okay? Similar to that. I am the king of the jungle. That's what it was. He says, I am the king of the jungle. He says, I am the lion. He says, I am the roar. Okay? Now, folks, what you're witnessing here is firsthand. If I find out that this is the roar, alright, God is here. God is in my presence right now. And everything that's happened the last 2 days have been wonderful. So I'm wondering, and Mac emailed me, if there isn't a spiritual warfare going on in this house. Okay, it's not directed towards me. It's being taken place in this house. Okay, as I mentioned before about the family that lived here before me, I don't know what they were into or them kids were into. Okay, and it could be that I brought all the Lord in with me and all the good positive things in with me, and all of a sudden, bam, they're clashing. Okay, so give that food for thought, because I think that's what's going on in this place. Alright, and if it is, because it was the Lord that spoke to me the other night, and if it is, then I know we got this battle beat. Alright, I'm going to get this up on this video. Alright, so I got to get off of here because I'm running out of time. And I want you to look at 402 and 432 to 435. Let me know what you think it is. This is Try76 signing off.